Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my channel. There are a couple of things that I want to talk about in this video. I have been learning many interesting lessons lately, and I am 26 years old. I feel like I've lived what they call a quarter century, kind of, if you are to live 100 years, which I don't know. And it's true that the year 2020 has been pretty shitty on many levels. It's like the whole universe has decided to bring all kinds of calamities and challenges and difficulties in your life. And it's not just about 2020. Probably some people have had a very protected and shielded life where they haven't really gone through a lot of hardships. But as far as I can remember, for me, every year is like a challenge. There are certain good things and bad things that happen. Sometimes the bad things overshadowing the good things and exceeding the good things, unfortunately. But I would say that I am very thankful to the universe because I have been learning a lot on myself during all the things that are happening, and it is a process of growth, enlightenment, awareness, and self-discovery, which is wonderful. So there are a couple of lessons that I have learned this year more than the previous years because I have had my share of heartbreaks, disappointments, conflicts, and pain. A lot of pain, the kind of pain where you just wish you would not live and not exist anymore, I swear. But that's also part of life, and I am generally a very happy person, very grateful and grounded, very hardworking and genuine, which are not values that are totally reciprocated, unfortunately, in today's world. And you have to stop expecting life to be fair. So there are many lessons which I have learned in life as of now, and I am happy about those lessons. Mostly I have learned that it's very important for you to stay true to yourself and not feel like you have to change in order to conform or to please others. I think that the last thing that you should do is to try to live your life to please people. Just be yourself and love yourself a lot. Give yourself all that love and attention and importance and respect and honor and generosity that you keep giving to other people. And it's up to you to discover who you are, what makes you happy, what do you love doing, and also don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. Don't even put pressure on yourself to be happy all the time. It's impossible. But work hard and do what feels right. Your intuition will be telling you. The more you grow up, the more I feel like the intuition, the sixth sense that we have, it becomes more developed, and we can easily anticipate many things. So probably it is experience more than intuition, because you are accumulating experience, you become wiser, and things that you would have done a couple of years ago, probably you will not do today. So yeah, I think that I always say that nothing is the end of the world but the end of the world. It's easy to say that, but there have been many moments in my life where I feel like, this is more than I can handle. And in moments like that, sometimes I will have recourse to God, because I'm a very spiritual person. I am Muslim, but it's not just about being Muslim. Even if I were not Muslim, or I was not even religious, I would still be spiritual. I would still be reconnecting with my source and that divine energy, in order to find that meaning and solace and happiness, which I do find. So in moments like that, I have also recognized the importance of friends and having like a support system in your life. It might not just be friends, it might be old teachers, it might be an aunt, an uncle, a cousin, a sister-in-law, a brother-in-law, a parent, a pet. It might be any living human being, or even some celebrity or icon that you admire. And this is very important, to ask for help and confess that sometimes you can't just handle things alone, and you need help, whether you need help from a professional, a therapist, or a doctor, or just a friend or an acquaintance. And I have also learned that you have to be very patient with yourself. Don't expect life to be perfect. Don't expect that you should get everything that you have dreamt of and just be willing to wait. Some things really take time, and try to just adjust with certain situations. Sometimes you have no choice but to leave, but sometimes you will have to adjust, or it's up to you to find that balance. But always remember that you are the one who knows yourself better and best, so you have the right to decide what's good for you and to create a life that you've always wanted. And also, something very important that I keep reminding myself again about death. So we all know that we are not going to live forever. Every day I think we can hear news in the radio of people dying. Most of the time these are all people who we say that their time has arrived, so it's they have to die. It's not a surprise, it's not a shock, but we also hear of news of people who are very, very young kids dying, young teenagers dying, people of my age dying. So the thing is, we take ourselves so seriously, and we hold on to life and to our possessions, to our jobs, to our relationships so much that we feel like we will never die. And we think that, this is all about me, the world is about me, and I have to absolutely get everything right, otherwise I am a failure. But I think it's also very important to take risks in your life, and sometimes you have to really push yourself to do things which are hard. You have to really stop being so afraid of the unknown. That's one of the most paralyzing fears that we have, and we have a tendency to be very, very pessimistic and think of in terms of the worst case scenario. We are not to be blamed for that, because I think as human beings we are wired scientifically, biologically, in a way that we have to survive. So we are constantly on the kind of defensive mode. We always prepare ourselves to defend ourselves and to survive, and we try to think of strategies, of solutions, of what can we do if ever this or that happens. So I always tell myself that life is a learning curve, and there is no greater opportunity for you to learn things about yourself and the world than adversity. As the saying goes, in every adversity there is an opportunity. I know it can sound very cheesy at times, but it's true. If you look at your own life and who you are today, who you were yesterday, most people who are very, very intelligent and poised and mature and successful and self-aware and graceful and happy, most of these people, they have gone through a lot of challenges and a lot of hardships, and it is precisely those events and those circumstances and those sufferings that have shaped who they are today and has purified them in many ways. So it's like having a wake-up call. I do believe that every day is a massive opportunity for you to change your life, and we should not take it for granted, because every day can be our last day alive. So we live in a suspense, and we don't know how much time we have left. Anything can happen. Sometimes good things happen, sometimes bad things happen, and it's up to us to try to figure out what we are here to do, what is your purpose, and what makes you happy, and what is the thing that you are willing to do even for free. And also to honor and love yourself and cherish yourself, which is one of the most hard things to do. I have observed that in my own case. Some people, they are very strong, very resilient, and they have a lot of qualities. They, like, let me take myself for example. I can have a lot of qualities in many other fields, but when it comes to forgiving myself and accepting myself and just being very loving and kind and patient with myself, I'm afraid that it is not that easy. I'm working on it, and I will say that I have made some progress over the years. For example, when it comes to the simple aspect of wearing makeup and not wearing makeup, I have been for the longest time really so concerned with my appearance, like not even stepping out without a lot of makeup, and totally like overdone my hair and my clothes. Everything has to be perfect, because I feel like I have to really not put on a show, but it's like I cannot really be raw and just natural the way I am. And I think that's really unfortunate, because I've always been the type of person to say that I am not a superficial person. That is, I'm not superficial. I am very deep, intellectual, and spiritual. I like to connect with people who are like that. So I don't know how over the years I kind of didn't realize the discrepancy between my philosophy and my appearance. So I hope that I will have the guts to be more authentic to myself and to make certain decisions to save myself, to for my own well-being and happiness, because this is very important to me. Living an authentic life and accomplishing what you love doing and pursuing your dreams even if no one understands or supports you, that is very important, because I don't want to be the kind of person like when I am dying tomorrow I am having regrets and I feel bitter and I keep blaming other people that because of you I didn't do that. I know that most people are very unhappy within themselves. They are so frustrated and bitter and just miserable in their own lives that they cannot stand other people who have actually the guts to take control of their lives and run after, create their own happiness. So those are a couple of thoughts of mine in regards to my journey during the past years or months, but most importantly during this year 2020. And I do believe that the journey has just begun. I always tell that to myself, like life hasn't even begun. There are so many things to learn and to experience and to do. So you always look forward to a new day, a new year, a new month, a new beginning every time. And it will not come with just a new page in the calendar. Just because the calendar is changing doesn't mean that you are changing. It is you who decide if you want to change, why you want to change, and in what ways you want to change. So all the best for the coming year to yourself and to myself.